Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those charts. So you remember this morning's video, I was saying the midpoint of a candle is quite an important point, and we kind of disregarded the bottom part, so we were just looking at this actual move up, and we were pretty much sitting round about that midpoint this morning, and I was saying how the midpoint is an important level to come back and test, and then either we get supported there, or if we lose that level, then obviously it's not good. And then what did happen was we lost that midpoint, and that obviously precipitated any pretty vicious move down to basically this horizontal level that we can see going on here that we've got drawn on, which is the actual horizontal level, the actual horizontal support resistance box that I've had drawn on for a while. Even though we did draw the top of this of basically the breakout point to correspond with these levels, which I just saw as sort of like fake outs of this resistance level. Whilst we are on the subject of candle midpoints, we might as well have a look at a couple of other ones. You can see we had this candle move down, and then we sort of settled around the midpoint, came back, tested the midpoint, rejected again, then broke the midpoint, came back up again, and then came back down to the midpoint. So that you see the midpoint of that candle did play some relevance. Let me see if I can find another a large range candle for us to have a look at. We had one in gold. Yeah, that's kind of the other large range candle really that we've got going on this chart at the moment. I mean, I guess you could look at this one, this move down, we come back to the midpoint, and then we get supported at the midpoint, so then we come back to the top of the candle. So that's just something that you will notice in trading when you get a large range candle. The midpoint will often get tested. So yeah, that's just a general concept that I just have noticed that might be quite useful for you guys to know. So yeah, so realistically what happened today, we sold down to what realistically was the sort of the support zone. So like I said, we needed to find a good support level. And yeah, I mean, this could be it. This could be the level that could be a good support level. This around 11,000, 11,800, 11,900, basically the top of this zone here. Yeah, obviously I have been looking at this larger range, this sort of box area here, or even down to this box area down here. But I did say the ideal scenario is for us to break above it, try and get into this range a bit, and then actually form the support on top of the box, because then obviously clearly the support is higher than it would be if it's down here. So yeah, that may be what we're doing. This may just be a bit of an excitable fake out of this ascending triangle, be it this one here, or be it this one here. But that will remain to be seen. Obviously you can see this one here, we came down not too far away from it, but I would really be calling it the top of this box here that we were testing. So all in all, it's not looking still not looking too bad for Bitcoin. We've obviously had a bit of excitement going here yesterday, where we well, to be honest, in all fairness, it's all been a complete sham really. So we were trading around this level here, and we are now currently trading around that level there, after basically having a big move up, what was a bigger move points wise down, because we obviously came down from a higher level, then found out all our way back up again, and then subsequently sold literally all the way back down again to where we started. So that is Bitcoin for you. What a wild mistress she is. So for want of better words. But yeah, so what can we expect now? I mean, realistically, I think we have to. This level is obviously looking important now to me. This level that we have had drawn on for a while. the top of this box, it is looking important. It is looking like this could form a good support here. It is looking like that to me. If we can basically push on up from here, get back into the 12,000s, and even if we just play out this zone, play some sideways, I mean anywhere in this zone is huge. I realistically honestly think that we could end up stuck in this range for a bit, for a minute, for a hot minute, for a while, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. For a few months, maybe even. And this could be the bottom side. This box here could be the bottom side, obviously, of the zone, and this box here could be the top side. And I feel that could be what we are in for. We could be getting fake outs above here, maybe fake outs below here, but yeah, I did say this in another video recently, that I think that is a significant option, a significant scenario that we may have to look at. Obviously, that is not what the Moon Boys want to hear. But I mean, markets don't necessarily move up in a straight line constantly, unless unless you stock markets. But yeah, I mean, and Bitcoin is at a very important stage, I think, in its history. We will definitely look back at this point as, was this the time when we really gave it our best go to get back to 20k and above, and we just couldn't make it? Or was it the point that we basically started the massive bull run to like maybe 100+k Bitcoin over the next couple of years, and this was realistically where it all started? I think we are at history defining points in Bitcoin's Bitcoin's life cycle, that we are currently living in, but we don't know which way it is going to go. Obviously, most of the people in this system, in this Bitcoin, I don't even know what to call it, in the sphere of Bitcoin, in people that are interested in Bitcoin, well, clearly are in it because they're interested in Bitcoin. People don't necessarily come into a market just with the intention of only shorting it, and just trying to destroy it. Not a lot of people do. So most of us here will be people that will be wanting to see the upside, and I do think that is the most likely option. I mean, I do think that is the most likely option, but I think we will play out this range for a bit. Obviously, if we break above, that is fine. I'm happy to be wrong, and then we'll be playing. I've yet to find some levels up here, but we'll just be playing out a range in here. So, I mean, we don't want a straight upwards. We don't want a straight shot, because if we get a straight shot to, like, say 20k, then I mean, it's just going to be it's unhealthy. To say the least. If we go over to a weekly, we've had straight shots before, and they've not ended that well. Obviously, we've had this one up here, we've had this one up here. I mean, this one was basically nearly fully retraced. This one obviously wasn't fully retraced because it's quite a long bull market, but I mean, if we get a straight shoot up from here, we can realistically expect it to fully retrace, and that's just not good. That's just not good for our system. We want nice organic growing price action. None of that GM, none of that genetically modified price action. But yeah, so we'll have a look at how those stochastics are doing, but I'm guessing they're going to be pointing quite firmly down. So yeah, you can see the 4 hour basically didn't manage to get a high, started to come down. This was one of the signals of potential weakness that we noticed this morning, even though I was like, this still looks quite weak, even though we were sitting quite high. The 10 hour clearly pointing down, 12 hour turning down. Sorry, daily's not looking so bad though. I mean, this is where it starts to look okay again. Daily not looking so bad, 2 day looking okay. Well, 3 day does look like it's turning over, in all fairness. 5 day looking great, weekly looking great, monthly looking great. So what does that tell us right now for the immediate term? It doesn't actually tell us a lot, really. It's kind of telling us we are, well, realistically it's telling us we're going to trade sideways, but that is kind of what we're doing at the moment, sideways. But obviously with big ranges that are going to make people think, right, we're on the move, this is it, we're going. There were a lot of people were messaging me during this move that were like, this is it, where is it going to end? 13, 14, 15k. And I was just like, it's not, and I was like, it's not going to go much higher than what it is now. I don't think. Like, yeah, I honestly didn't think. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, realistically, after all said and done, everything that's happened here, I actually would look at this as anomalous price action, and we're basically still in this triangle trading out this range. I mean, yeah, we had the pump up, we didn't get any follow through, we weren't even able to hold up there, and we've just come back to where we were. So I mean, I kind of have to disregard what happened there, and actually, if nothing else, obviously if we go to the correct time frame, this will look like a doji. Let's try 3 day. Here we go, looking like an indecision candle here. Obviously this candle has got probably got some time to close, but I can't actually see here at the moment. But yeah, I mean, if we close here or lower, that does look like a particularly bearish candle after a 3-day 9, and pure candlestick analysis, guys, that won't be looking too good. So yeah, that is something to consider. But obviously, like we said, well, actually 3-day Stoke's turning down, so I'll take that back. It's above the 3 days that are actually looking okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a large dose of I'm not too sure. Therefore, I would assume sideways realistically. This is one of those days when, yeah, I mean, there are no necessarily no real clear indications of where we're going. Obviously there are clear trades, there are clear levels of breakout points, and I believe if we get basically back above here, we'll call it 12,100, I think we could see us, I probably wouldn't say an acceleration upwards, but I think we would just generally float upwards, and then we'll see how we interact with this 12,500. If we basically take out today's lows around 11,800, I think we'll be coming down at least to 11,500. Again, that's not the most unhealthy scenario, because then we are just in this, we could potentially, if that happens, in this larger ascending triangle, where we can get supported around that level and just look very good for a move up, like very good for a then play out a bit more of the triangle, break out, and then have a real good move up to around the 13k and and no retrace, no Bart Simpson scam wicks back down. Yeah, we'll have a look at some other markets. Let me know in the comments if you guys want us to have a quick glance through some of the other world markets. I know we don't do our full video on them every day anymore, but yeah, Tesla, as you can see, Tesla was about to drop off a cliff, literally about to drop off a cliff, and they did the reverse stock split, and now we got new highs. Go Tesla. Well done Tesla, well done Elon, well done to all the Tesla investors that literally don't care about TA and just rely on Elon Musk. I mean, like, that's not a sarcastic, that is a well done for having that sort of confidence in a guy who did actually come through for you. So you were correct in that confidence, because yeah, I don't have the balls to trade like that. So you guys have bigger balls than I do in that respect. Let's have a look at that NASDAQ. Here we go. We said it, we called it, we were like, well, we've got supported here. Here's the top. I mean, there's no reason to say we're not going to touch the top of this channel. Not that we've not touched it already, so maybe a bit premature saying we called it, but we're going up, guys. Let's face it, we're going up. Just assume we're going up until we're not. I mean, that is the easiest way to trade. The trend is your friend. If the trend is up, assume we're going to keep going up. If the trend is down, assume we're going to keep going down. And the rest is easy, guys. Anyway, no, it's not easy. But here's gold anyway. Gold, as you can see, gold, obviously we had our big pull down to, well, messed about with the daily 21. Now we're getting guided back up by the daily 21. Again, gold, from here to here, the midpoint is an important point of this candle. roughly where, well, roughly we're above it now if we look from the whole. I mean, we're on a daily candle. Maybe if we look at like a whatever candle gets it all in one. 5-day 9. Have we got a weekly 9 coming up here, or did we have it? Yeah, we did have the weekly 9, which incidentally was when we had the sell-off. We saw that. I know I discussed that. Anyway, gold though, basically gold has come back up to the midpoint, so this is an important level. If gold takes out this level, then yeah, it'll probably get to the top and new highs. If gold gets rejected here, then we're just gonna have to see whether we can come down and just make a high low, or whether we take out this low, which I personally in my own mind, and this is not financial advice at all, I think that is basically impossible. It's like I assign a 0 probability of taking this out, but hey, that is just me, and I won't basically put everything I own into gold with a stop just below here assuming that I'm never going to hit that stop. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, basically go back above 2,000. I mean, that's it. We got 2,000. We got a bit of a nosebleed run up. People lost their heads a bit. They didn't all start selling. They all started having their trading take profits at various levels hit, or their stops if they jumped in at whatever point in the trend, and then we've wiped all that out. We've wiped all that frothiness. This is so textbook, a textbook wipe out of the frothiness in the market. And when you see a market move up so nice and smoothly, this is the staircase and this is the elevator shaft when we talk about that. That is literally what's happened here. And now we will resume our march upwards. Silver as well, was above 28 today. As you can see, got a little bit of rejection. I mean, this is the 4-hour chart. Don't pay too much attention to it, because we are just looking at larger time frames. But obviously, pay attention to the 4-hour 9. We know 4-hour 9s are the fate of my favorites. 4-hour 9s are the ones, and there we have the weakness of the 4-hour 9. Yeah. So I mean, I think silver. I mean, let's go back to that daily. Sorry. Silver obviously came back, tested its daily 21. Silver's clearly looking stronger. Look, it's retraced most of that gain, so I'm guessing the gold silver ratio is still making its way down, which it is indeed. So yeah, gold silver ratio looking good for basically silver over gold. Dollar index, this does intrigue me slightly, because I guess we're on a daily. If we go to a shorter time frame, basically we are just coming down. So it was interesting that we did have a bit of a sell-off, a little pretend sell-off basically in gold, silver, and funnily enough the S&P today, but not so much the Nasdaq, and oil as well. So we had I actually haven't had the financial news on today. As you can see, I used to have it on that screen, but now since I've been concentrating mainly on crypto, which I didn't used to do when I first started doing these videos, so now I tend to have more crypto stuff rather than just seeing what's going on in the world market. So but anyway, so I have actually missed what's gone on there. But something clearly gave the markets the jitters briefly, and they then basically recovered like they usually do. Yeah, this is breaking down. This is breaking down, guys. This is an example of there's no such thing as a triple bottom. Realistically, there is nothing, guys. There's nothing until down to 88s. Realistically, I mean, realistically there's nothing. So this is going to drive a big rally in crypto, a big rally in gold and silver. And I mean, if I want to have my sort of, it's not a conspiracy theory at all. It's just like how I kind of know markets work. It feels like we're having a bit of a shakeout. Feels like we're testing people. We are testing people before that dollar index does really go for it to the downside, and we do have some euphoric rallies in basically all asset classes. This feels like it's testing people's nerves. It's a good level to test people's nerves. $2,000 gold, it's like a psychological level. Basically, these lofty highs in the Nasdaq, obviously the levels in silver as well. It is a good level to try and shake some people out of their positions. Try and mess with some people's melons. as it were. But yeah, but realistically speaking, it is business as usual, guys. It is business as usual. Dollar down, stock market's up, oil up, gold up, silver up. Did I say Bitcoin up? Crypto's up. I mean, we're still in the same environment until we aren't. So yeah, that's all I can really say about that. So yeah, yeah, let me know in the comments if you want me to just do a quick recap of world markets in the Bitcoin end of day wrap. It will mean the video will be a bit longer, but it means we get it done. So if not, we'll do. You can always skip after the Bitcoin bit's done anyway. If you guys don't want to listen to that. But yeah. So realistically, Bitcoin wise, it's all looking good still. This is just looking like a bit of a sort of a fake out. I mean, we're where we are now. It's a case of, do we actually move up and get a sustained movement and form some, and just basically form support around here, or are we going to lose this trend line? I think a perfectly healthy option is to trade 11,000, is to basically test 11,500, because this clearly looks better as a descending triangle line than this line we've got drawn here. I mean, I almost want to delete it, but I won't, just in case, because this kind of does look, came close to it, and this did also. But if we do come down to the bottom of to this horizontal, the bottom of the box, to this trend line 11,500, that it looks great still. It looks great still to me for Bitcoin. Even also, again, I'll say, even if we come down to 11k and we play out sort of a box, this just consolidating at these highs, again, that looks great to me. The only time it starts to not look great, well, in all fairness, the only time it starts to not look great is once we take out this 10,500, we'll call it. Once we take out 10,500, I think that is that's gonna be game over for this rally. But do I think that's gonna happen on like a daily close candle? I don't really think so. I honestly don't think so. Based on I will base that purely on the direction where I think the dollar's going. But just beware, if we do, then that will trigger some significant downside. 10,600 is quite possibly the new 8,600. 8,600 was the target that I was saying the whales were desperately trying to get us to basically puke people's positions. 10,000, this 10,600, 10,500 level is the new 8,600, where if the whales do see fit to have another attempt at getting people to puke their positions, this is the level for them to hit. This is going to be the target. So just be aware of that. Although you just place it somewhere in the back of your mind at the moment, because we know we're near it, so you don't need to be you don't need to think about it at the moment. But obviously we will clearly have to assess that if we lose 11,000. So yeah, that's it, guys. Sorry if I have waffled whatever on a bit. Sorry if I've gone on a bit. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys again in the morning.